years. Traditional metal lids are single-use throwaways containing BPA, but Tadler reusable canning lids are guaranteed to last a lifetime when used as designed for home canning. Tadler lids are made with a USDA and FDA-approved food-grade plastic, safe for direct food contact, and contain no BPA. Tadler lids are dishwasher safe, usable with standard pressure or water bath canning, eliminate food spoilage from acid corrosion, fit standard mason jars, are indefinitely reusable, and are proudly made in the USA. Place orders at reusablecanninglids.com or call 1-877-747-2793. 877-747-2793. Call 877-747-2793 or go to reusablecanninglids.com. That's reusablecanninglids.com for Tadler reusable canning lids, the original since 1976.
Overall, though, we should be very positive. And thank God that so many people are waking up and we can actually have a real debate now about the global government instead of it hiding in the shadows. And it has always been a great pleasure to be able to be a radio host, to be able to talk to people. I got involved 18 years ago, started getting involved politically, going to city council, going to county commissioners. 17 years ago, going and spending 6 months to get my Access TV license and learn how to use the equipment, and did the TV show for about a year on my own. Got a radio show. And now look what we've done over those 16 years, what we've been able to do with the truth, and how much we've all learned together. I mean, that should be confidence building in those of you out there that have just woken up recently, or many of you who've been awake before I was ever awake or before I was ever born. Every little thing you do to expose the globalist and to point out the hypocrisy and the corruption is one step closer to defeating the New World Order. They're going to try to stage riots and destabilization in this country with the globalist policies that they've put in place. They've been gearing up for it. And they believe through that crisis, they're going to sell the public on accepting an even more draconian control grid. And that's because the globalists have set up a system where there is no room for a middle class. There is no room for individuals to be able to control their own destinies. And that is not something I want for myself. That is not something that I want for my family. And I know that's something you don't want. So whether you're black, white, Hispanic, old, young, whether you're a police officer, whether you're a school teacher, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, an auto mechanic, a rancher, a farmer, a scientist, it doesn't matter. All of us are human beings. And we have that shared common bond. And the globalists try to divide us on every front at every level. And those divisions become real. So then a lot of times you have to respond to attacks you're getting by a group. And then that only adds to the overall confusion. But once we begin to identify the central banking cartel, really the Ponzi scheme cartel, once we identify the New World Order and get past the puppets of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and all these people, there's nothing they can do. Once we understand their game plan, and once the public understands order out of chaos, if we get the word out, the game is over. And so we're in a race with the New World Order. They're moving faster and faster because they can see the growth curve of awakening. And so they're trying to clamp down on that and openly trying to condition you to internet kill switches are a good thing, and censoring freedom of speech is a good thing, and going after our Second Amendment's a good thing. But then when you look at all those issues, they're popular with the people. So the more they come after our free speech, the more people wake up and get involved. The more they come after our sovereignty, the more people wake up and get involved. The more the banks loot us and try to raise our taxes, the more people wake up and get involved. And so this idea of liberty versus tyranny is transcendent. It transcends borders. It transcends time, cultures, race, religion. And if the people know the truth and can recognize what's wholesome and good and productive versus what's bad, can you judge the fruit of a tree? There's a lot of trees that have fruit or nuts on them that you can't eat. How do you judge that tree? Judge it by its fruits. Or if you have a fruit tree that grows good fruit, but it doesn't produce a lot of fruit, you know it's a bad tree. What produces good fruit? What produces results? What produces awakening? That's what needs to be supported. That's what needs to be promoted. And we have done so much together, so much, and we can do so much more. And yes, for a long time we've been fighting an uphill battle because people believe they can't win. Ron Paul is winning many of the straw polls and scientific polls as the #1 presidential candidate. In many others, he's #2. I don't even see anywhere he's #3, but the media keeps saying he can't win, he can't win, he can't win. That's what Donald Trump said at CPAC yesterday. They're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy or trying to get you to jump to conclusions. But even if Ron Paul runs and doesn't win, we win because he'll have that platform and educate even more people about the globalist and about the private Federal Reserve and the inflation tax. You know, he goes from not having one sponsor 15 years ago to passing, auditing the Fed and the House. Next time, it'll probably pass the Senate. The point is that we gain ground each time. And by resisting, we learn that we can have victories. We learn that we can affect change. And so they're back saying over and over again, Ron Paul can't win, Ron Paul can't win. Well, Ron Paul wins by announcing he's going to run, hopefully soon. You win when you run for city council. It may take you 100 times going down there and talking about fluoride, but it'll get removed because you've got the truth on your side. It's taken 37 years to start flipping public opinion against abortion. We're moving against that. We're winning on the Second Amendment now. We can win, win, win together. And I just want to thank you all for the great work you do, the stations, the sponsors, the crew. We couldn't do any of this without your support.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Diamond Gusset is proud to announce the anthem of the Patriot Movement. They're offering a free CD, T-shirt, and bumper sticker with a qualifying purchase. Diamond Gusset offers great products at great prices while keeping Americans working.
I'm looking for a factory where a man can feed his family. Not worried about them moving it south, closing the doors and shutting her down tomorrow. I'm looking for America.
We're American and be proud. Go to gusset.com/America.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. Seems like I just woke up one day and it was gone, long gone. But I know in my heart it's still
Again, go to gusset.com/America today.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit eFoodsDirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's eFoodsDirect.com or 800-409-5633.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
It's the second half of the Alex Jones Show on this Friday, February 11th, 2011. My name's Paul Joseph Watson. I'll be your host for the next hour and a half, sitting in for Alex. And I'm, of course, the editor and writer for PrisonPlanet.com. In the final hour, we'll be joined by economist Bob Chapman for his regular Friday visit to talk about the economy and, of course, today's news, which is the IMF's call for a new global currency to replace the dollar. But first, I'm delighted to welcome the former deputy campaign manager for Congressman Ron Paul and, of course, the president and CEO of Liberty Guard at libertyguard.org, Joe Seehusen. And Joe's currently attending the annual CPAC conference down there where all the prospective presidential candidates are giving their speeches. Welcome to the show today, Joe. Great to have you on the air.
Paul, thank you. It's great to be with you.
Now, of course, as I just said, you're at CPAC representing Congressman Ron Paul. And yesterday we had this spectacle of Donald Trump, another one of the prospective presidential candidates. He says he's considering whether to run, dismissing the chances of the 11-term congressman, Ron Paul, of beating Obama in 2012. Saying he had, quote, zero chance of doing so. And in fact, we're just going to go to a brief clip of Donald Trump now saying that. Go to the clip.
I wish there was a candidate that I saw that would be fantastic, because I love what I'm doing. In fact, I have a great club that's 15 minutes away. By the way, Ron Paul cannot get elected, I'm sorry to tell you. And you know what else? I like Ron Paul. I think he's a good guy. But honestly, he has just zero chance of getting elected. You have to win an election.
So that's Donald Trump there. And Joe, you've since been quoted in the National Journal as labeling Trump's comments as, quote, preposterous. Explain to us why he's wrong and how, in fact, Ron Paul can be Obama next year.
You're right. I'm at CPAC and representing, of course, really Liberty Guard and Congressman Barr's organization, and I was the deputy national campaign manager for Ron Paul and the ever delightful Donald Trump. Of course, he loves to tell us he's ready to run the government. He's clearly adept at running, in effect, his mouth. I respectfully say that. He needs to distinguish between a cheer and a jeer. This morning he was on Morning Joe saying that when he made that comment, he was being cheered wildly. And I think if you look at it and listen to it, he was being jeered as much as he was being cheered. He made the comment that Congressman Paul kind of didn't have any electability, and